Did you really think we were done? No. Of course there's gonna be a part 2. So stay tuned. We're gonna get into even more things for your parents. Let's go.
It's getting kinda late, I'm faded. I'm feeling drunk and love so basic. I might get your vibe and take it. Get your
So hi parents. Perhaps you watched my first video. If you didn't, there's a link in the description. But in case you missed any of that video, in short, I went through entirely too many topics in entirely too long of a video. And after watching it a few more times, I decided there's still more things that you might want to know. So let's get into some of that. So any new parent who's just had their child tell them about the furry community might be a little bit scared. That's understandable. And while in the last video I gave you a rundown of what it is and all the different terminologies you might need to just understand it, let's talk about some of the positive things the furry community can do for your child. Got a more artistically inclined child? Well, the furry community is a great place to foster that artistic talent, either by drawing their character, drawing some of their favorite YouTubers, definitely not me, or just drawing in general. We have a great support system of people who've been drawing in their respective industries for many years, or have just been on DeviantArt long enough to just kind of build their own style. We're pretty supportive and we're pretty amazing. Just tell your kid, maybe don't post their tracing work, try to only post their original work for a bit. Got someone musically inclined? Well, we have plenty of musical furries in our community as well. There's Fox Amore, I myself also sing, Hanzo does some raps, Blacklink does some raps, although maybe wait on those, the subject matter might be a bit adult for your child. And there's plenty of other people who do amazing voice acting work, along with a great variety of other voice talents. Now, if you have a furry that kind of wants to get more into the video production side, there's plenty of YouTubers. You may have already heard the names like Majira, Pokari, myself, probably not myself, I'm small, Beta Ada Delota. There's a ton of furry YouTubers that put out great video content that your kid might actually love. Now, if you're looking for someone that you would actually love, please consider checking out the moms of furries. Moms, just like you, unless you're a dad, in which case, parents, just like you, who actually talk about their experience in discovering the fandom, supporting their kids who are in the fandom, along with a whole host of other fun shenanigans that you can check out. Now, what are some of the other benefits of the furry community? Well, I myself have always been pretty shy around other people, but I got my confidence through traditional schooling. But something the furry community is actually pretty great at is giving people a platform to start exploring their confidence, their artistic skills, and their communication skills. While a lot of their communication might be online, consider introducing your kid to the idea of going to a panel, listening to how other furries speak, and give presentations. We're not a very judgmental community per se, because look at all the creatures that we create. They're crazy, sometimes they're neon, sometimes they're made up. If your kid is looking for a great place to get their name out there or just get their confidence up, consider bringing them to a convention, have them listen to a panel, have them talk to other people. It's a great place to start having those conversations with people their age or people that they look up to as a way to build confidence and communication skills. And finally, what positive things can the furry community do for your kid? Well, what I'd like to say is it can foster a lot of creativity. In a society that's very built on learn the thing, do it exactly to the letter, the furry community is very open, very expressive, and very artistic. If your kid's a little off the beaten path, let them explore their creativity in the fandom, draw their own character, maybe even create their own species. And this can foster the interest and intrigue that might lead them to a career that better suits what they're wanting to do. Perhaps you've always wanted your kid to go into medicine, but you don't really know how to get them into it. Well, perhaps the furry community could really help them foster their love of veterinary studies. Maybe they're very artistically oriented. Well, maybe you're looking at the next Disney animator who grew their love of animation through watching some of the amazing animators we have in our community, like Jib Cody. Or perhaps you're very mathematically oriented furry, but you're not really sure where to drive their creative lens. Well, engineering's a pretty cool field, programming's a pretty cool field, and getting into electronics might be their thing. Perhaps Showing it to them through the lens of technology that can be incorporated into fursuits, either audio, visual, or the like, can help them foster that. They big into sewing costumes? Do they want to get into fursuiting? Well, maybe they could be a costume designer in the near future with all the skills they've gained from making their own fursuits and costumes. Or perhaps, maybe, they like the fantasy aspect, but fursuiting's not really their thing. They could be the next amazing Guillermo del Toro with the SFX skills that some people in our community do have and foster. Whatever the case may be, it's not all bad, and there's amazing things that your kid can learn from our community. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful, and have a lovely day. Bye!